Yeah, hit the likes and subs. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, they're in full coat mode right now. That's right.
Well. Look at this, dude. What a great crowd, dude. We got some icons here. Shout out to everybody watching an hour later, dude. We got a great crowd. Good to see you, Steven, Icon, David, Rich _ 33333333333. I wasn't gonna stream, but I was so inspired by one of my top 20 streamers. Top 20 streamers, maybe top 100 for sure. And they had a great stream. I thought they were done for. But they came back. They had some new conspiracies I hadn't heard of. The toilet bowl conspiracy, which is interesting to think about. They claim that the government's collecting our fluids and the big toilets behind pretty much everything. So that's a lot to think about, to be honest. What's up, Be Right Back _bathroom? Wow. Great to have you here. And we got Jackie Fox 333333333. We got a lot of people with angel numbers here, dude. That's pretty cool. So anyways, yeah, I was inspired, dude. I really don't have much to talk about, to think about, which is probably not a good thing when you're streaming. It's really not, dude. Since the last time I streamed, when was that, dude? When was that? It's been, I don't want to talk about anything I've already talked about. We got Daninsky in the house, dude. Holy cow, dude. Wow, would you look at that? 6 days ago. So good to see you, Daninsky. Um, nice to have you here. So what's happened in my life since then? Not much, dude. Oh no. I really just as people have known my journey, dude, I've been shedding things in my life like a dog who sheds hair a lot, dude. Think of a dog that sheds hair, like a golden retriever, dude. I'm like a dang old golden retriever of habits. Um, and my last two streams, I was a bit agitated because I was coming off of nicotine. But now I'm chilled, dude. I've chilled out quite a bit since then. I'm not as agitated. So, and I haven't been watching as much online content, to be honest, dude. Pretty much gotten rid of my not almost entirely, but my digital drug addiction. I've curbed it quite a bit, so that feels good, dude. If there's something I'm watching on YouTube, it's uh what would it be? I don't know. It's I can't really tell you, dude. I got can't tell you the stuff I watch on YouTube. And you guys will watch it. And you'll steal my content. Um no, I just like podcasts. What the hell's that noise? Uh but I did check in on a couple people, and like things never change. I'll tell you that, dude. It is interesting how things never change for most streamers. But things are changing for me, dude. I'll tell you that much, man. I'll tell you that much. Things are changing for me, and in a good way. Um, I've been doing a lot of yard work, dude. I got a nice tan going. Um, it just, I live in where I live, dude. Some people got porches. One of my neighbors got a porch installed, and I think porches are. I bought a bunch of carrots since last, but since I'm a terrible cook, yeah, they expired. Dang, those must. I mean, carrots take a while to expire. You must not have stored them properly. Um, one of my neighbors got a porch installed, and I think porches are kind of the most elite thing to have as far as what they do to a neighborhood. You know what I mean? And like your insecurities as a neighbor. And I think like if this person gets a porch and they're getting it installed, they're looking down on everyone. And I was just thinking about that. They come out onto their porch and they look around at their neighbors, and there's a meme. I don't know how popular memes are. I wish I knew this meme. Meme rich people looking down. Rich people looking down. Yeah, this one. Is it? Can I get a full screen on this one? When someone gets a porch, this is how I think they feel when they come outside of their porch, dude. This is what I think porch people are like when they come outside and stand on their porch. And they look down upon their other neighbors, dude. I was like, dude, I hate porch people. I hate porch pirates too. I actually had an experience with that. I hate porch people and I hate porch pirates. But you know what? I'm just honestly jealous I don't have a porch. But I don't live in porches. It depends like what kind of house you have, I guess, and the way it was built. But my neighbors, dude, with their damn porches, looking snobbish as shit. They're looking down on other people. I'm like, fuck. If I was your neighbor, dude, I would never allow you to look down upon me. I'd fix that situation. I was thinking, like, how do you fix that situation? Because it'd be so weird to like come outside, you're enjoying your day, right? And then you just look around, you look over to your neighbor, and usually there's a fence that separates you, but now all of a sudden they got a porch and they're looking down on you. And they're like, hey, how you doing today? And you got to look up and wave up, and just shame and embarrassment. And I was talking to one of my friends. He has a pretty nice house. It's weird when people tell me the price of their houses. I'm like, fuck, dude, I know you're not bragging, but it's a lot of money. He's like, that's a lot of money. His house is costs a lot of money, and he was telling me he's got He's got a porch, but his house went offline. Now I'm back. My friend, hello, you still there? My friend got a porch for his very nice house, and but it's just a porch the house came with. Even though the house costs a lot of money, it's weird when houses cost a lot of money, and they come somewhat incomplete. I still can't wrap my head around this. So like, this house, probably $1 million house. Okay, you just need to train homing pigeons to shit all over the porch. That's right. I didn't even think about that. Should catch some pigeons, my tech. You got a porch with pillars? Well, you're classy, Jackie Fox. I mean, damn. Porch people are rich is what I realized. But my friend, rich but not rich enough. He got like $1 million house. And the house came with an incomplete basement. And the porch, I swear to God, you open the porch, you open the door, and you step out, and then the porch ends. That's basically how big the porch is, right? My neighbors don't look down on me. I got that lifted kit, wide rims. Damn. BRB _bathroom. You're living life good. I'm impressed. But I was unimpressed with my friend's very expensive house with no porch. Walk out, open the porch door, and you're to the end of the porch. And he's like, I got a quote for a porch. I was like, no way. How much was the quote? $50,000, $60,000. I was like, holy shit. They'll do like a basic porch. It's kind of like a little space and then stairs that go for $20,000. I was like, oh my gosh. How much did you pay for this house again? And why isn't it complete? I mean, people, that's the economy is like you buy $1 million house and it's not even complete. They give you like a quarter size, not a half-ass porch, but a quarter-ass porch. And the worst part is unfinished basement. All right, it hurts your feeling. Like, I can't believe this. If I pay $1 million, of course the bank's paying for it at that point. But let's imagine I had $1 million and I buy a house and the basement's not finished. I'm devastated. Fuck, that's a half a house. You're buying a half a house, dude. That's crazy. But I feel like all the houses they've made since, I don't know when they started building houses more recently. Let's say, when did they just stop including basements? That's like one of the craziest things I can think of is just building a house and doing everything like the top floor, middle floor, and they just be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done working. Sell it. I don't want to finish the basement anymore. Which is weird because growing up, I remember when my parents moved into a new house and the basement wasn't finished. And I was like, why? I still can't wrap my head around it, why they don't finish the fucking basements. They should finish them. You pay for a house, but there should be probably are discounted. And I asked him how much it cost to finish his basement too. I was all, okay, well, that's how much the porch costs. Tell me how much it costs to finish the basement. $120,000. I was all, what the fuck? $120,000. You could buy a whole house for that, and you could move to West Virginia. You buy a house for $120,000. Holy shit! I couldn't believe it, dude. What's wrong with our economy? What's up, Benton? Good to see you. No basements in the South. Yeah, I don't know. The South ain't living, but maybe it's like a flood thing. They got flood issues. So y'all ready for your new Persian overlords to come occupy? I don't even know what you're talking about, but good to see you, crypto icon alchemist. Persian overlords. I don't even know what you're talking about. If I can help spin an idea, why not? I like it. BRB _bathroom. But anyway, so just disappointed in the way the world is right now. But I guess they've been not completing houses and selling them for a while. Don't talk shit about the South. I'm not talking shit, dude. I just wish they had basements. What's up, Tranquil Vortex? I got a great crowd. A great crowd. So my friend, no finished basement, no porch, but my neighbor's porch, and they look down upon their other neighbors. Not me though, dude. They don't look down upon me. If I would lived a little bit closer to them, I'm sure they would though, dude. And the weird thing is, as I've been watching them complete their porch, dude, they do exactly what the meme does too. They can't walk out on it yet, but they'll open the door. They look out and they just peer out, look down, and they just kind of stand there proud and waiting to use their porch. It's a huge porch too. Oh, damn. That's crazy. Porches. And me, dude, I'm small time, dude. I'm small time fry, dude. I just had my summer project completed recently. My summer project was extending my patio, um, which was, I just concrete work. That's concrete work, and the concrete guys, they were all Mexican, dude. And I shared that experience, dude. I'm not illegal immigrants anymore. Give us the Provo inside scoop on Hicks and Minifig's Lego Saga. What's the inside scoop? It's not $1 million. It's $230,1985. Yeah, that's right, Benton. Clearly joking. Well, I don't know what you're joking about, Persian overlords. You could be making a news reference, and I don't know. I haven't been watching the news. Because we all know that Provo is surrounded by multiple wildfires, and Provo won't make it to the Utah occupation by the Durkistan. Provo is surrounded by multiple wildfires. It is crazy. There are a lot of wildfires in Utah. The air pollution's absolutely bonkers. But as far as the Bricks and Minifig saga goes, I've had family members text me about that too. And to be honest, dude, no one cares. As far as like the people I interact with, they could care less, dude. And the people are Mormon, right? The guys are Mormon, so they care even less. Like, he's one of us. They don't even want to think about it. Like, it's best if they didn't look into it. It's best if they didn't look into it. But that story has died down quite a bit, which is strange. They must have really put the kibosh legally on Mr. Reckless Ben, because I felt like that was really I don't know, dude. I'm kind of retarded, but when was that? 2 weeks ago? That was like the number one thing on YouTube, and then all of a sudden it's just gone. The story's gone. But it did make our local news, and the local news was like, oh, this problem's resolved. The local news segment about it's like, oh yeah, don't even worry about this. It's over. Lex and Amita, 2 Latter-day Queens came to my door and introduced themselves as sisters. I may accept their... Yeah, please do accept their invite. I didn't have to. One time I cooked dinner for 2 sister missionaries. Well, my wife and I cooked dinner, and they came over and we talked to them. That's so strange. I don't know how that even happened. I think my wife's like, oh, because, I'm a non-active Mormon. And they keep tabs on you, dude. Which is the craziest thing. If you're not active, they keep tabs on you. No different than Chud the Builder. Yeah, dude. What happened to Chud the Builder? That's also something that's like, I admittedly don't care about Chud the Builder and never followed up on it. But I saw that and then I just forgot about it. But people still think of $1 million as a lot of money. Well, dude, unfortunately, Benton, I kind of do think of $1 million as a lot of money. I think of 100. I'm such a sad sack of shit, dude. I think of $100 as a large amount of money. I'm like, $100? That's crazy. I mean, I think $100 is a lot, dude. $20 is still a lot of money to me. I remember when I used to ask my parents for money, like when I was young, and I'd lie. Be like, Mom, I'm going to a movie. I need $20. And, oh, you going to a movie? What movie are you going to see? I don't know. We're going to decide when we get there. Take the $20, go buy a dub sack. God, I was such a piece of shit. I lied. Can't believe I lied about that. Should have just told her, Mom, I'm gonna go get high with my friends. We're gonna go buy some weed. Father, forgive me for lying to my mother. I'm ashamed, but what are you gonna do? You can't tell the truth about that. Pause on $20. $20 is a fast food meal now. It is though. That's a crazy thing. I can't remember the last time. I remember the last time I had fast food. Maybe like a couple weeks ago. I took my kids because it's summer and I've been trying to do fun things. And my kids don't eat McDonald's, but I remember being a child growing up and I loved McDonald's. I had a birthday party at McDonald's. Okay. I loved McDonald's so much. I loved Happy Meals. I loved the playgrounds in the McDonald's. And my kids had never been inside a McDonald's or anything like that. And so I was it was like we were going to the aquarium, but the aquarium was closed. So I woke up and I said, "Hey, we're gonna have a fun day today." And they said, "What are we doing?" And I'm like, you'll see, you'll see." I took them to McDonald's with the indoor playground. So disgusting. But I bought just like the pancakes, hash browns, and a couple extra sausage patties and drinks. It was $20. I couldn't believe it. I was like, dude, it's a meal for all my kids split up, and I added like a couple extra sausage patties. But $20, that shouldn't cost that much. But my kid doesn't know. They didn't know what McDonald's was called. So they said, one of them's like, "Hey, Dad, can we go to this place?" I'm all, "Oh, the M?" So yeah, the M. Can we go to the M again? Well, no. That's like I was like, that place isn't actually that healthy for you. Well, why'd you take us? I'm all, because it's not too bad every now and then, and I thought it'd be fun to go. I remember it was like a joy of mine to go. It was a joy of mine to go to McDonald's. But my kid would sign it out. I want to go to this place. Well, it's called McDonald's, dude. You don't have to draw an M for me. But I did something else I did recently, which was completely nerve-wracking. I went to an art museum, the BYU, Brigham Young University Art Museum. It's in Provo. And I used to go there a lot more often, but now I got a 2-year-old who runs around, and it's dangerous. It's so. Art museums are relaxing, but with like a 2-year-old running around and getting so close to the art, I didn't ask for this. They looked at me and they saw me. They sent. I don't think I was supposed to notice, but pretty much wherever I went, there was security who followed me. But I was like always like, hey, step back, get back. Don't even stand 5 feet back from the art. Don't even get too close to it. But I don't know the risk art museums take. It's wild. But my kid almost ran up and touched a couple different things. Oh, no, please don't. So that was fun, and it was a little bit sad though because they have a gift shop, and the gift shop used to have books. And the same thing that happened to this gift shop happened to Costco, which broke my heart. I'm such a boomer, dude. My parents never really went to church. Every Sunday, our church was Costco because in Utah, Mormons, they don't go shopping on Sunday. And because Mormons don't go shopping on Sunday, they don't typically, like growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, good Mormons don't spend any money on a Sunday, period. Okay. So if there's a place that's open on Sunday, the only people there typically growing up in the 90s and early 2000s were non-Mormons. Okay. And in the early 90s and 2000s, there weren't a lot of Mexicans in Utah, just to shoot it straight with you. So Costco would be just empty, right? And, you just see your fellow Americans who were non-Hispanic, okay? Non-Hispanic. white non-Hispanic Americans. But like I said, I'm pro illegal immigrants to some extent. Just get the criminals out, the really bad ones. But anyways, growing up, dude, when I was at Costco, dude, I remember every Sunday, it was like church for me. I'd go there and they had DVDs, dude. They had music CDs, and every Sunday I'd like, oh, new movie came out. I'm like, Dad, can I get Gladiator? I'd buy movies, and they'd also sell video games too. And they still do kind of sell video games, I think. But they had like you'd go. I mean, I miss '90s, 2000 Costco. They had a huge little table length, pretty long table, but all the CDs, new music releases, new DVD releases, Blu-rays when Blu-rays came out, and video games like your Xboxes. And I would just run over there and be like, damn, dude, look at all this, dude. Pick a movie. And then they obviously got rid of that shit. But they always had books, and I loved the book section growing up. And my kids have grown to love the book section at Costco, but they got rid of it, dude, just like they did at this museum. You go to Costco now, they don't sell books anymore. And I think that is one of the most depressing things in the world, dude, is just like the reality. I mean, is it depressing? But it is to me, dude. Just like Costco's changed completely, dude. It's not what I grew up with. And if you do go on a Sunday now in Utah, it's still crowded, and it's mostly Hispanic. But you still see more Mormons now, dude. Aren't the same Mormons I grew up with, dude. They just aren't. They're not as serious, dude. The Mormons these days are not serious Mormons. The Mormons that are in Utah now are the ones who go because, you know, their wife grew up Mormon, and they just feel bad about it. Like they're like, all right, I'll go to church on Sunday. They're not really committed. I feel like the Mormons I grew up with, they were committed Mormons. Like, you know, they were all in the sense too, like 6, 7 kids, you know, family nights, Monday night, you know, and you know, there was no chance you'd hang out with your friends on a Monday night because that shit's family night, dog. Yeah, so you know, it is what it is. But I freaking miss Costco book sections, dude. And it's depressing, dude. They got I don't know why they got rid of them. I should look that up, but they certainly did. Family size books, yeah. Drew keeps pumping out the babies because secretly he's a closet Mormon, and jelly of Provo, just wanting to have a chance. No, I'm jealous of Drew. He's got more kids than I do. I'm trying to catch up to him. He does have like 6, 7 kids. Hey, what's up, GD Digit? Good to see you, buddy. Boo. We got a great crowd. I miss Mormons. Yeah, Mormons are the best, dude. I really do love where I came from, and the LDS culture community for the most part. It's just enjoyable. I was listening to one of my top 100 streamers. Really, maybe even top like 1,000. This guy's really great. And he was talking about his recent experience at a hibachi grill. And I shared my experience, but I forgot to share this, dude. And this has been true of maybe my last 2 experiences. He said going to a hibachi grill is pretty cringe. I was like, that hurts my feelings. But it's only cringe if you go, not cringe if I go. And I'm not too big into the, sometimes it's just nice. At least where I live, if you're gonna get a quality Japanese, I mean, there's no real quality Japanese restaurants. There might be a couple, and the sushi places are hit and miss. I'm not eating raw fish. But he was saying that he went to the hibachi grill, which is like a Benihana's type thing, and he said he had a real Japanese guy serving it up to him. That was crazy to me. Last time I went, Hispanic guy. The time before that, white. Even when I went last time at Benihana's, dude, Hispanic guy, and the chef next to me was white. And apparently, my wife went with her family recently too, and she said there was a woman hibachi chef. I couldn't believe that shit. I didn't think that was allowed, dude. I did not think women at a hibachi, at a Benihana's, being a chef, dude, that's mind blowing. Honestly, it's mind blowing to think that there's a woman out there flipping shit. Damn, but I mean, this guy was like kind of nishing his experience at at a hibachi grill. But meanwhile, he had like the most cherished aspect of the Benihana grill, an actual Japanese teppanyaki. Yeah, we have a teppanyaki here too. He had the best hibachi grill experience, which is having an actual Japanese guy with a Japanese accent. It doesn't get more rich than that. Doesn't get the experience just doesn't get better. I mean, when a Mexican guy's doing it for you, it just does not hit the same. If a white guy's doing it, does not hit the same. If a woman's doing it, it's not even. You might as well be at the hibachi at the fucking mall, my guy. Okay? Which they do have that in Utah. They have the hibachi restaurants at the mall. It's like a cheapened experience because they don't do any tricks, but you can stand and watch them. So, that's that, right? Dude, I feel like I've been talking forever and it's only been 20 minutes. I'm like, that should do it. Oh shit. I can't believe that, dude. The Mulan of hibachi. Yeah, John Wayne, dude. Couldn't have put it any better. What's up, Jeremy Peterson? I think I already shouted you out. Drew, I'm so sorry. I still have your shirt. Dude, you've had those shirts for, dude, you got some, I don't know what that is, Crypto Alchemist, but I've known you've had those shirts for over a year. Why don't you just mail that shit out today? Can't you take care of that right now? I'm so sorry, I still have your shirts. I'm bringing them to Albuquerque in August and shipping them from there. Why don't you just ship them from Canada, dude? Holy shit, dude. That's the craziest thing in the world, dude. You have had that guy's shirts held hostage for years. Did Drew pay for those? Because Drew's the nicest guy in the world to have paid for those shirts if he did and just never mention it. That's so crazy. Dude, just go to the post office now. Oh, Porch Pirates. I couldn't believe this, dude. I ordered my wife's as the yoga community says it, with child. Okay, my wife's pregnant. And she ran out of some fish oils. I tried to find, I forgot to get some fish oils at my most recent trip to Costco. So I purchased some high quality ones, allegedly high quality from Amazon. And they got delivered yesterday. And I go out, dude, I'm freaking excited. I'm like, dude, these are supposed to be some really nice fish oils. I might take a couple myself. I don't know what, the price you pay for these. Got to be worth it. I'm so excited. I go to pick up the bag and it's empty. I was like, dude, I almost lost it. Because first of all, how does this happen? First of all, empty Amazon package, okay, has been opened, okay. And I looked at my Amazon app, and dude, I'm such a goy slop consumer with my damn Amazon app. So I look at my Amazon app and I see the picture, and they're like, oh no, they put it in a concealed, aka a hidden place. They put it in a hidden place. Thank you, Tranquil Vortex. It's been almost 9 months, but so my life's about to change again. They put the package in a concealed place, and I said, dude, who in the world would steal? First of all, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. They walk up my front porch. They see the package. They take their time, open it, look inside it. Do you? How's your gut health? Do you do probiotics? I sure do. Probiotics, prebiotics, all the biotics. You bet, man. Those shirts are probably filthy by now, dude. Yeah, we gotta get an update on this. And the package. So this person walks up to my front porch. They see the package. They say, "You know what? I'm gonna open this. I'm not gonna run away with it. I'm gonna open this, see what it is, see if I want it or not." They look in it. They do want the prenatal, postnatal, whatever fish oil stuff. They grab it. They leave the bag on the floor, opened. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense, dude. So I'm furious, dude. I immediately get on the app and I start trying to get a refund, dude. I did get a refund. But I'm still trying to like Sherlock Holmes this whole case, dude. And none of it makes sense to me. I don't think someone actually stole it now. I think the package was empty from the jump and the person delivered an empty package. Because I refuse to believe I live in a neighborhood where A, there's porch pirates, B, the porch pirates open the package on your porch, and then they're the kind of porch pirates who do want fish oil vitamins. And then they discard the package. And I was like, dude, I got one of them, not like exactly a Ring camera, but I got one of them things. They didn't look at that and were like dissuaded. So I'm not entirely convinced the package was actually filled. But at first I thought I lived in like California or something where they have actual porch pirates, or I lived in Salt Lake City. So I'm still 50-50 on it, on whether it was stolen, or I just don't know why anyone would steal that stuff. So it seemed like a mistake. But also, how retarded are you if you're an Amazon delivery person and you're carrying an open, empty package and you try to hide it? Wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know the package is empty? And wouldn't you say to yourself, what game are you playing? You delivered an empty, open package? Makes no sense. So I'm still baffled by all of this. It's just a whole experience of my porch pirate saga. So I got another package being delivered Saturday. We'll see how that one goes. Shoot. But what was I saying? I was talking about running out of things to talk about, but I had concrete poured recently, and when they were doing that, they killed all of my grass, and I've just been kind of upset about that for a little bit now. I think about it every day. Like, should I? That's not something you complain about. But when they were pouring the concrete, they have this little tractor and they're driving over and over and over, and I'm like, oh, my grass is dead now. And I want to complain about it, but it's. I mean, I go outside every day, and anytime I pull up, I'm like, dude, look at all that dead grass. It's fucking depressing. When you get concrete poured, you should get dead grass as a as a benefit. This is not a benefit, but shit. Whatever, man. It really is like a first world problem. I think what is it? Is it incorrect to say first world problems now? That's not that you're not supposed to say that. I saw that Nick Shirley came out with another video exposing African immigrants in New York for being. My daughter's pregnant too. I'm expected to be a nana again in about 6 months. Wow! Congratulations, Tranquil Vortex. That's really cool. Happy for you. 6 months. I mean, woo. A nana again, dude. That's special. That's something I look forward to now, is like actually getting old, being like a grandpa. Like, dude, woo. That's something else, dude. Life goes by so fast. Everybody knows that shit, but especially now, I feel like sometimes I could feel that I'm going to be 60, 70, or 80, and I was just reflecting on how lucky it is to actually make it to that age. To be 60 is, to be of sound health, it's very lucky. I don't want to be one of these people. That's why I've made some of these life changes, because I don't want to be like a 60-year-old decrepit piece of shit or a 70-year-old. And I don't want to, I actually like life. And I want to extend this thing as far as I want to push it. Okay. Yo, bro, it's been a minute or two. Oh, yeah. What's up? Hello. Good to see you. I want to push this thing because I think I think it's going to be cool to be a grandpa. And I want to see, there's so much shit people say is going to happen in the world. I want to be there to see it all. So I'm really trying to, I've been, I don't call it exercising, but I go on dog walks about every day. I try to get about 9,000 steps in. 9,000 steps. Trying to extend my life, dude. So I can live, man. The weird thing is, dude, I don't know the Brian Johnson guy personally, but I know his family. I've met his family members. That guy's a Mormon. Maybe he's not a Mormon. He's from Utah. I've met his father. I've met his father a couple of times. It's so strange to think about that. There's some people you never know, right? Because when I knew Brian Johnson's dad, Brian Johnson wasn't Brian Johnson, but now he's trying to like stay alive forever. And I thought about reaching out to his dad and be like, "Hey, can you tell your son I also want to live forever?" Does he have any secrets for me? But his stuff is so weird. You don't know who Brian Johnson is. He's a Mormon who doesn't want to die. And dude, it's so crazy. Like really smart people, like him, he took the vaccine. Brian Johnson did. And there's another guy. His name's Kurt Metzger. He's a comedian, but he's like a conspiracy guy now, and he's deep into the conspiracies. And he's like all about, look up Kurt Metzger, Derp with Kurt. And it's weird when people are, they're catching. He's probably surpassed me in his conspiratorial index database of knowledge. Maybe he hasn't. But when people become like enwrapped in that kind of zeitgeist, that kind of milieu, it's all they consume. But I had consumed that stuff before 2019. I loved conspiracies. I don't know, before then, I liked thinking about them. I mean, I was questioning injections before the pandemic, right? That's how, I hate to brag, but that's how ahead of it I was. But Kurt Metzger got vaccinated. And it's weird, like these people are, it's weird how like smart, I shouldn't be surprised, smart people make dumb decisions all the time, dude. I'm guilty of that myself. I wouldn't really consider myself super smart. I have made dumb choices though throughout my life, and that's always surprising. But fucking tractor outside? What the fuck? Eat kimchi. I should eat kimchi. But like people who want to live forever, I don't really want to live forever. I just want to get old, and be comfortable. My father told me, he's pretty old. He's over 80 years old. That's old, right? Over 80. And he said he wakes up and he doesn't have any pain. And I couldn't believe that shit. I'm like, you wake up without pain? So yeah, I wake up and I don't have any pain. I wake up with pain, dude. And I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, what the fuck's going on with my body? I hope it's not serious. But I wake up, my neck's all fucked up. I'm like, God, this shit's tight, dude. My lower back's all fucking tight. I'm like, God. So I've been trying to go on walks in the morning to loosen myself up, dude. I go to bed early, wake up early, dude. And I'm like, shit, fuck, man. I still hurt every day a little bit. And I think that's just getting old, which is crazy. I remember when I used to wake up and I'd feel normal. And that's one of the craziest things to look back on and realize you don't have that anymore, is to wake up and, you could just spring out of bed and like get to it. Maybe eating kimchi would help me with that. I don't know. But it's damn, I want to wake up like I'm 20 years old again, dude, and just be free of pain. But that's not gonna happen. Um, but just being old is cool. I think, and getting older is cool too. To age gracefully, I think is pretty cool. To get into unk status, you know what I mean. It's weird where I did do something recently. I like Warhammer. Nobody gives a shit about that, but Warhammer 40K. There's a new edition that came out. They have seasons or editions, whatever, and a new edition of Warhammer 40K came out. If you don't know what that is, it's a tabletop game primarily. You build and paint little plastic military guys. It's fucking autistic as shit. Okay. It was my first autistic endeavor as a child. At about 12 to 13 years old, I found Warhammer 40K and Warhammer Fantasy, the old world, and I fell in love with it. Okay, it's my first. That's when like people, there's some people who are autistic and they like trains, and then if you're in England and you're autistic, you like Warhammer because that's where the game originates from. And so I found it, and I've always loved the game. And I decided the new edition came out, which means new rules. And I played in a tournament recently. And it was a team tournament, but I don't have any friends who play the game. So I sign up for the tournament. And if you don't know, these games are 3 to 4 hours long. I played 2 games, but I needed a partner. And I didn't have a partner. So I signed up and I'm like, well, they'll just have one for me when I get there, hopefully. I get to the tournament and it's, dude, when you're an adult and you walk up to a game store with a box of plastic toys you've built and painted, nothing feels more retarded than that shit. You're like, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing? I'm going to go play games for 8 hours. I'm a sad sack of shit. But I don't do it all the time. It's really just like, for me, I don't have many hobbies besides this, to be honest. I don't do much, dude. So I go play and they have a teammate for me and, it's a young kid and I'm talking to him and this kid's decked out for Christ. This kid is decked out for Christ. He's got necklaces, Jesus. He's got wristband, crosses. He's got he's got other things, paraphernalia, all about Jesus. And I wanted to ask him about Jesus Christ and be like, hey, dude, what are your thoughts about? I wanted to like, hey, what are your thoughts about the Orthodox Christian Church? Or like, are you Mormon or what kind of Christian are you? Are you Protestant? But I didn't want to be that guy. I'm there to play a fucking game, okay? Not interrogate this guy for his belief in Jesus Christ. But I wanted to talk to him so bad about Jesus Christ. What's wrong with me? But I did it. I didn't do it. But I'm talking to him. I'm telling him about my army. I was playing with Adeptus Custodes, which are golden bananas. And he's playing with his army. And I'm I'm just talking to him and I realize I'm like, you're how I said, how old are you? He's like, oh, I'm 17 years old. I was like, holy shit. I'm twice as old as you. I'm so fucking old, dude. I was playing this game before you were even born. Holy shit. And this kid reminded me of myself because like when you first start trying to paint miniature figurines, your shit sucks, okay? You think you can paint little tiny plastic toys? It's not easy, okay? You gotta be an artist. But I was looking at this guy's models and I'm like, dude, your fucking paint job. I didn't say this to him, but it wasn't that great, okay? It wasn't that great. I was like, I gave him some advice. Hopefully he listened to me. And then I played my first game with this kid who's 17 years old. And he's on my team. He's a young Christian warrior. We're playing against two other guys. They're probably in the they're probably young 20s, and they kick the shit out of us, dude. And they win the game, and we start talking, and they're like, "What are you doing? How long have you been playing the game?" I'm like, "For too long, apparently." And they said, "Oh, well, why'd you sign up for the tournament? You don't have any friends to play with?" I'm like, "No, I'm a dad." And this was like my Father's Day gift, dude, is to go play fucking games. Like, "Oh, we're so sorry we kicked your ass and experience wasn't that great." I'm like, "No, I had fun, dude. I always lose when I play this game." But it is strange, dude. I am old. I am getting old. The things I liked, young people do. Right? Young people play Warhammer 40K. And I think that's like everything in life, dude. Eventually, movies aren't made for you. I saw, nothing's for you anymore once you pass 30. I saw the new Toy Story, okay? And that shit fucking pissed me off too, dude. Not made for me. The old one was made for me. Let me just tell you about the new Toy Story 5 real quick and how, you can't escape DEI bullshit, all right? You can't escape it. New Toy Story starts out. It's I already knew main child character who has the toys is like some Hispanic looking child named Bonnie. And she still plays with toys, right? And the premise of Toy Story 5 is that all across the world, kids aren't playing with toys anymore. They're playing with their tablets, okay? And so, but Bonnie is this young child. She still plays with her toys. And she has two neighbors. And of course, the movie starts out with white people are the rude bad guys. Okay, did Randy Newman cook up a new one? No, Taylor Swift did, though. Taylor Swift did, buddy. And I said, this shit sucks. I don't want to listen to Taylor Swift at the end of Toy Story. It does not hit the same. But at the start of the movie, Bonnie's neighbors get home. They're twins. They're white kids. Twins, blonde hair. And she sees them and she gets real nervous because she can't make friends. And one of the toys, Jessie, rolls herself outside of the yard, so Bonnie has to go pick it up and interact with her twin neighbors. And that's exactly what happens. Bonnie sees her toy outside of the fence on the sidewalk, runs and goes and picks it up. Her twin neighbors see her, and they laugh at Bonnie, the main character. And like instantly the feeling you get is like, oh, Hispanic person, white people are rude. All right, rude. And that kind of premise plays out again later, by the way. It's just disgusting. How you can't escape this shit. And the other thing is too, like these parents in these movies. I'm just glad, at least in this Disney movie, they decided not to kill off one of her parents or have this child come from a divorced family. But they still make the parents weak and stupid, right? In this movie, this new Toy Story movie. Where before, I'll tell you this, dude. Where before, in like the original Toy Stories, the parents weren't even involved. It was a story about toys. Okay, and now this is a story where like parents are somehow involved and they're expanding the premise of the show to where like they're including, the parents have dialogue. In the first Toy Story, you never fucking heard Andy's mom talk basically at all. Second one, never heard Andy's mom talk at all basically. Then the third, I mean, there was a couple adults. The bad guy was a bad, in the second movie, the bad guy is a fat white guy, okay, who owns and operates a toy store. Go figure, right? Anyways, let me get this shit off my chest real quick. So this Bonnie girl, eventually, how does she make friends? Dude, this shit's crazy. There's a scene in the new Toy Story 5 of a black family going camping. And first of all, what the fuck? I'm sure black families do go camping. I'm not saying it never happens. But it is just like, oh, of course. You know what I mean? Like, let's think about the population of hikers and campers in the United States, and what demographic of them is. I mean, it's got to be a min. I just the I can't. I mean, how many black families go camping in the United States? Small number, small number. But this movie, the family that's going camping is black. And the funny thing is, there's a Buzz Lightyear toy on the pathway, right? And this is considered stealing, by the way. I don't know if most people know this, but it is stealing. In the movie, the black family's walking to their camping spot, and their son finds a brand new Buzz Lightyear toy, picks it up and takes it. Okay, first of all, that's stealing, and I just thought, isn't that hilarious? They picked a black family to go camping, and they also have their son steal the toy. And some people might say, what's lost or ownership is 9/10 of the law, and who finders keepers, right? You could say a lot of things, but ultimately, if you find something on a trail path and you pick it up and take it, that shit ain't yours, okay? Maybe find a local ranger and say, look, I found this toy. Some child must have lost it. But anyways, black child steals this lost Buzz Lightyear toy and takes it. And then in this scene, this DEI scene, this black family, as they're going to bed in their tent, their family's reading their children books. I'm like, dude, this is like the black families of all black families that is stereotypically white. They're going camping. As the children are going to bed, they're reading them a fairy tale, and they're actively involved in their life, which I'm sure there's lots of black families that are like that, but I'd be hard-pressed to find any. So anyways, okay, so then there's that, right? Then flash forward, this whole fucking movie sucks in some ways, dude. It sucks. It just, when you watch it and you're like, dude, they got to jam the messaging down our throats no matter what, dude. It's crazy to me, dude. Doesn't matter what movie it is. They got to get the message through. They got to get the propaganda through. So Bonnie needs a friend. That's kind of the whole story. And the story's not even about Buzz Lightyear anymore or Woody. It's about the female toy. Again, the messaging. You can't escape the messaging. The whole Toy Story 5 is about Jessie, the cowgirl chick. Woody and Buzz Lightyear are like side stories. They're not even that fucking important in the whole Toy Story saga of the movie, right? I mean, not saga, but in Toy Story 5, Buzz Lightyear, Woody, forget about it. You're watching the Jessie movie. They should have just called it the Jessie movie. So, anyways, child Bonnie needs to make a friend. What friend does she make? Oh, guess what? Did you know black people also love riding horses? And did you also know black people love owning farms? Okay. And so Jessie somehow gets lost. Bonnie needs to find her toy. Jessie gets sent back to her original home on a farm where she grew up, but now a black family lives there. And their dad is obviously an absent father. So again, an attack on men. There's so many things in this movie where you look at it, you're like, that's sad and depressing. But the little black girl who lives on the farm with her family, her mom's actively involved somewhat in her life, and her dad, the whole time her dad is portrayed in the movie, he's on a what's it called? He's on you'd call it a StreamYard. He's on a Zoom call. When did we let black people have toys? I mean, they've always had toys, okay? It's just how the movie depicts them, right? So the dad's always on a Zoom call. Again, absent father, weak men. So like not even the black father gets elevated. It's like an attack on men, dude. The main characters in the show are all girls, right? They just ruin fucking everything. So main character, Bonnie's a girl. She meets best friends. She meets a best friend, black girl. The dad is, and the parents too are just retarded. And the only ones who are actively involved in these girls' lives are both the moms. And it's just like, holy shit. And the other thing too is, right, You're supposed to play with your kids with toys, right? That's like an actively involved parents. Like, let me play with you, dog. And in the movie, like, these parents want nothing to do with their kids in some sense. Like, they want their kids to play with the toys by themselves. And if they're not playing with the toys by themselves, to be on the tablet. I don't know. The whole story, Toy Story 5 sucks in a lot of ways. But there's a part of me that wanted to like it, dude. There's a part of me that's like, no, this is okay. But the messaging for the modern audience, the DEI, the strong women protagonist, inescapable, dude. You can't escape it. Men are bad. Unbelievable. So I saw that and I was deeply let down. But what's up, Arctic Timberwolf? Provo, speaking the hard truth this fine day. Thank you. Good to see you. Buzz in the hood, yo. I mean, what's up, slow boy white word? They can barely subsist when everything is handed to them in the city. I couldn't imagine how they would fare trying to survive in the woods. Yeah. But anyways, and I'm not against it. What it is like it's an affront to my believability, right? So I just finished reading the Game of Thrones series, saga. All 5 books. I just finished reading them. Cool, right? No one gives a shit. But I just, they just released a new Game of Thrones show on HBO. And you can't escape this, whether it's Toy Story 5 or this new Game of Thrones trash on HBO. I'm watching it. And there's like this, again, dude, just watch any show or movie now. Males are dumb. It doesn't matter if they're white or black, but dumb white males are like go-to trope, okay? Check in all of these shows, especially in the new Game of Thrones. Women are strong, badasses. And like in the new Game of Thrones episode 1 of the Flight of the Dragons, whatever bullshit it's called, there's like some strong female protagonist pirate who's like super cocky, super confident, is so strong. And you're watching it and you're like, what the fuck is this stupid shit? There's no fucking way this female pirate captain slicing and dicing all these guys and whatever. And it's just so stupid. And, like the books are fine, but when you go back to the shows or anything made these days, utter trash, dude. Utter garbage. Terrible. Anyways, I gotta go. Didn't even see what fucking time it is, dude. I'm talking way too much. Oh man. Thank you everybody who's watching. Arctic Timberwolf, Buddy Boo. Shout out to John Mondragon. And everybody for spending some time with me. You are all amazing, wonderful people. God bless. We'll see you next time.